6 starts now.
Montauk man is facing a second-degree arson charge after investigators say he set the American Furniture Egret plant on fire. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. Now, the blaze left behind hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. Our Allie Martin has more.
Authorities say Jason Lee Doss was caught drinking on the job at Delta Furniture and fired on the spot. A short time later, Doss went to American Furniture to fill out a job application. Pontotoc County Sheriff Leo Mask says the 30-year-old Pontotoc man was still intoxicated and was asked to come back another day. That's when his alleged crime spree began.
After he put the application in, he went through the plant and set the plant on fire.
Sheriff Mask says Doss used a lighter as he set 2 fires in a warehouse filled with 5,000 pieces of furniture. Doss allegedly tried to set a fire in a separate building, but it did not ignite. The warehouse that burned was a total loss along with all contents. This drone video shows the extent of the damage from the blaze. Agents from the State Fire Marshal's office and the ATF spent part of the day going through the burned out buildings searching for clues. They were also reviewing security camera footage from inside the warehouse. Investigators also interviewed employees and witnesses. Quick-thinking employees are being credited with helping in Doss's capture and arrest. Sheriff Mask says American Furniture employees saw Doss running from the plant after the fire started. The employees got in a truck and followed Doss as he was on foot running along Highway 15. He went up into some woods and he was captured a short time later.
The employee was calling us on the phone, calling 911, telling the way the person that they were following was going. That's how we knew where he was at. The employee pretty much had visual contact with him most of the time.
Sheriff Mask says there is no indication Doss was involved in a fire in October at American Furniture. That fire was ruled arson. In Pontotoc County, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Definitely some heavy damage there. Well, bond for Doss was set at $100,000. Company officials say that employees could be back at work by Monday. Production lines were not impacted in this latest blaze. Well, yesterday's fire, it brought back bad memories for employees at nearby Washington Furniture. A fire at its Pontotoc plant was destroyed production lines and a warehouse back in September. Well, that blaze, too, was ruled arson, and investigators are still searching for a suspect. The company was able to set up production lines in an undamaged building on the site there. Although employees were back on the job quickly, the impact is still being felt throughout the community and furniture industry.
The ripple effect that occurs after something like this happens, it really rocks the community. We're here for business. We're here to give people jobs, support people's families, and when something like this happens, it paralyzes everyone.
In this case, a $15,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for the fire at Washington Furniture. Tear it down or clean it up? That's the question in Monroe County. Aberdeen-Monroe County leaders met today to decide the fate of the Old Holly Performance Building. Our Stephanie Poole, she joins us live in the studio on the meeting and why it came to a sudden stop. Stephanie?
Yes, Scott, after a heated exchange, the Board of Supervisors president walked out and deal for someone to buy the building is in limbo.
Today, it is not the city board's fault. It is totally the county's fault.
Aberdeen Mayor Maurice Howard's reaction was fast and furious after Monroe County Board of Supervisors President Billy Kirkpatrick walked out of a joint meeting. The city and county both own the Old Holly Performance Building. They just can't agree on how to go about it.
We learned this morning that this site is subject to a potential brownfields study to assess any environmental contamination that might be an impact on the property.
It was the first time Kirkpatrick learned about the possible brownfield study.
I'm going to put this burden in their hands because they came today unprepared to do business the way that it's supposed to be done.
That's the dilemma right now as to whether to try to go through this grant process or to whether to sell the building as is, where is.
Howard says the city and county just can't find a way to agree. This leaves Howard Harper in a tough spot. He's been trying to buy the asbestos-filled building for about a year.
The county, for some obscene reason, do not want to go follow through with the sale. They'll rather look for a grant to possibly tear down the building than to allow somebody to come in and bring jobs to our community, which hadn't happened in the past 30 years.
It could take about a year to process the grant. If it fails inspection, someone will have to pay to have the building torn down. That can carry a $5 or $6 million price tag.
The meeting adjourned with no action taken after the disagreement between Howard and Kirkpatrick.
All right, Stephanie, thank you very much. Well, time now to toss things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson with a first look at our Friday forecast. Keith, TGIF.
But we do have some showers out there for our Friday evening. You can see the wet roads there in downtown Tupelo. Current temperatures out there, we got some low 60s, some 50s. Cooler at Oxford, 50 degrees. A sign of things to come for us later tonight. But some steadier showers in southern Lee County right now. Not as wet farther south, but we all have the chance for some later this evening. The heaviest rain by far toward northeast, but these showers will move through as we go throughout the course of the evening and the overnight hours. Now the temperatures will continue to cool on the backside of the rain later tonight. 40s and 30s for lows as we start out your Saturday morning. More on your weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
A Lee County mother is asking for help finding her missing son. Take a look at your screen here. 31-year-old James Parker was last seen yesterday on Highway 6 near County Roads 41 and 199 when he jumped out of his mother's car and ran off into the woods. Now, he was wearing a white long-sleeve thermal shirt and khaki pants. His mother says there are some mental health issues and she is concerned for his safety. If anyone has seen Parker or know his whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Lee County Sheriff's Department. Monroe County deputies continue to find people they say cashed bogus checks in a large scam. 23-year-olds Miriam Roby of Columbus and Shadrick Ware of Aberdeen, both charged with one count of uttering forgery. Bond has not been set and they remain in the Monroe County Jail. Sheriff Cecil Cantrell says his deputies are looking for 4 more suspects. Now, so far, 8 arrests have been made. Cantrell believes at least a dozen people cashed checks totaling about $90,000. He says the suspect is paying random people hundreds of dollars to cash a check. Now, the man then drives away with his cut of the money, which is more than $1,000. There's also a bogus phone number on the checks, which tells the businesses that the checks are good. Now, if you have any information, you're asked to call Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. Good timing leads Monroe County deputies to an accused thief, 28-year-old Billy Dwayne Jones of Aberdeen. He's charged with breaking and entering and grand larceny. Sheriff Cecil Cantrell says that while a deputy was taking a report about a Smithville storage building burglary, someone spotted a familiar truck passing by. The truck was then pulled over. The sheriff tells WCBI that bolt cutters and some stolen items from the storage building were found in Jones's truck. Jones remains in the Monroe County Jail. When we come back, we head to MSU to find out what's bugging some area students. Stay with us. Welcome back. Starkville High honors several community leaders and some alumni during its annual Black History Month program. Students packed the gym this morning to hear several performances and listen to guest speakers. Our very own Andrea Self, a Starkville High alum, was one of the honorees for the event. Students say the program was a celebration of history, the arts, fashion, and service. You see Andrea there. We're excited that she was one of those honorees. Well, Starkville students create a buzz around the Mississippi State campus today, learning about bugs. All right, the entomology lab was crawling with 4th graders. The Bug Blues outreach program is an interactive learning experience. I don't like that spider. No. 4th and 5th graders from each class will have a chance to participate this year. MSU faculty and students taught lessons to the younger generation about wild insects of Mississippi and the Bug Blues Zoo.
It's really exciting for them, and they also get the chance to be in an academic university building, which for some who've lived in Starkville their whole lives, that has never happened. And so we're really excited to give them the opportunity to be college students for a day, and our partnership with the Mississippi Bug Blues program is just phenomenal.
Well, this is the 2nd year for this cool project, which is held on most Fridays during the school year.
And Scott was just saying he wants some of those spiders here at the station tonight, so get ready, everybody. All right, weather-wise, we do have some showers out there right now. 60s and 50s. Eventually later on tonight, the showers will go away. And we're looking at lows from the 40s in the southeast to maybe the mid-30s in the northwest. I'm back with your weekend forecast next. Stay tuned.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Live view in downtown Columbus here, 6:17 on our Friday evening. We are overcast. We are beginning to see some showers drift across our region. It's already been a wet afternoon, now evening. And Tupelo is not going to be an all-night rain, but we do have some rain out there right now, so just have the umbrella on standby. There's Tupelo right there, just off to your southeast over towards Manatachee, let's say, southeastern Lee County, some steadier rain. Back to the northwest, Oxford, and over here towards Grenada, Batesville, Water Valley, a little bit of rain. Farther south, though, in and around Columbus, Starkville, West Point, not as wet right now, but those showers are coming east-southeast, so there will be a chance for some rain before the end of tonight. You can see the bigger batch of rain and even some wintry weather just off toward north. No winter weather concerns here, but it's down to 39 in Memphis and Little Rock right now, and temperatures will be cooling down here later tonight. A front is moving on through, but that will take the rain chances with it later on tonight. So by the time you wake up, we'll have a lot of cloud cover here on Saturday morning, but the rain chances will be gone. It looks like a mostly cloudy Saturday for us. We may thin out those clouds a little bit here, hope for the best, but probably more clouds than anything else. This frontal boundary returns as a warm front as we get into your Sunday. Now, speaking of tomorrow, your Saturday, some 40s to start out. Some of you will actually be starting out in the 30s. So a cloudy, cool, damp start with a bit of a northerly breeze at about 10 miles per hour. The wind's going to relax a little bit during the day. We should get back up into the 40s and low and mid 50s out there. Warmest in the south, a little bit cooler in the north. That's the way it's looking for our Saturday. The far northern tier may stay in the upper 40s. We'll see how things go, but at this point we are advertising mostly cloudy conditions. There could be some breaks, and any break would help to at least see a little bit of sun and perhaps some slightly warmer temperatures. So that is tomorrow. Rain chances basically nil. 40% chance of rain on Sunday, a lower chance of rain Monday, and then Tuesday and the Wednesday and Thursday right there could be awfully wet around here as we have that frontal boundary that's just going to meander around here. Monday right here. Not too active. The boundaries down to our south. It lifts back to the north as we get into the middle of the week, so the rain comes on back as well. We're thinking there is a decent chance for 3 inches or more, and some could get way more than 3 inches. That could lead to some flooding as we get into next week, and there will be several waves of energy that will come up along that front. The end of the story here is that it's looking like a wet week next week. Here's your AccuWeather 70 forecast. Tomorrow, dry, cloudy, 50s, but probably one of the better days out of the next week. 67 with a better chance for rain Sunday. 50s next week with some pretty good chances of rain really starting Monday night into Tuesday.
It's a groundbreaking weekend for the Bulldogs featuring a whole lot of new. More from the ribbon cutting at Dudy Noble coming up next in sports.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
It's a historic day in Starkville, Mississippi State, opening the brand new Dudy Noble Field at Polk Denman Stadium. As part of honoring a storied past, MSU unveiling 2 statues of thunder and lightning. Will Clark and Rafael Palmero at the front entrance of the new Dude. Clark and Palmero telling a crowd of hundreds of people what the honor means to the Bulldog greats.
I've been to a lot of college ballparks. I've been to a lot of college stadiums, minor league ballparks. This is the big leagues. I went through that clubhouse this morning. This is the big leagues. If you're a college player or a high school player going to college, this is the place to be.
It was so much fun standing in the batter's box after that man right there and watching the applause that you guys gave him, gave our teammates, Jeff Brantley sitting in the back here, you know, watching how you guys treated us as a family made our job out on the field so much easier.
The winner is all of us because we got to see greatness. Greatness on a level before which has never been displayed in college baseball. These two players created a national focus on Mississippi State along with Coach Polk and literally changed the way the game was played.
Well, the Bulldogs are kicking off opening weekend with a 3-game series to Youngstown State. Game 1 of that 3-game series happening right now, but with some looming severe storms on the horizon, State has made some schedule changes. Originally with 1 game a day through Sunday, but now tomorrow it'll actually be featuring a doubleheader for games 2 and 3. Game 1 of the day tomorrow will happen as scheduled, opening ceremonies at around 11:30 in the morning, and then the game will actually have a start time of noon. And then game 2 will be at approximately 3:45. Of course, it depends on how long or short that game 1 actually goes. And then as far as Ole Miss, they currently haven't made a schedule change and will feature 1 game through Sunday as originally scheduled. Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide officially introducing the newest additions to the 2019 staff today. For the upcoming season, the Tide adds 7 new assistant coaches. 2 of those coaches coming from right across the state line. Former Mississippi State defensive line coach Brian Baker and former running backs coach Charles Huff being named as official assistant coach members. Altogether, Alabama adds 5 new coaches on the offensive side and 2 on the defensive side. There are officially no undefeated women's basketball teams left in the SEC. So 5th-ranked Mississippi State 26 conference games until they surrendered its first loss to Missouri just last night. A big part of the loss came from a lack in the defense. State gave up 24 points off of turnovers and were 10 rebounds under their average per game. It's the first loss at home for the Bulldogs since 2017 against Tennessee. And after the game, head coach Vic Schaefer reflected on what went wrong.
We gave up 75 points tonight, y'all. You know, I think that says a lot about, you know, where our focus was, where our energy was, and so, you know, again, buck stops here. It's my fault. It's I obviously didn't have them ready to play, and that's my job. And you know, at the end of the day, this team is we've talked about how different we are and unique, and in that regard, you know, I've got to be able to navigate that as the head coach and make sure that nights like tonight don't happen.
Your last look is next. Stick with us.
Showery weather out there this evening. Scott, just have the umbrella as you venture on out. We're still in the 50s and 60s for the most part, but by the time you wake up, the rain is done. We'll probably be in the 40s and 30s. 50s for highs on Saturday, 60s return Sunday, Scott. Up and down we go, but rain is in our future for next week.
So enjoy this weekend.
At least tomorrow.
At least dry-wise,
yeah,
I
tomorrow
guess.
should be dry, but rain's coming on back.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you back here at 10.